A big part of world building is culture, and a big part of culture is religion. So it comes as no surprise that when bronies get around to discussing the world of MLP, the topic of religion eventually comes into play. There have been many videos discussing the possibility of religion in Equestria, and I think it's about time that I weighed in on this ongoing conversation. Probably one of the most notable cases of reviewers talking about religion would be Anthony C., who once described Equestria as being uber-religious, and has mentioned numerous times that he sees the royal sisters, Celestia and Luna, as being religious deities. This is a pretty common and understandable viewpoint. There are certainly a lot of things in the show that would seem to suggest that the royal sisters have godlike powers, and yet I disagree. I don't see Celestia and Luna as being deities, nor do I see their worship as a religion. To show why I think that, let's take a look at some definitions. The definition of religion varies depending on where you look, but nearly all of them contain the same word, superhuman, or supernatural. And here's the thing, Celestia and Luna are certainly super, no one can deny that, but they are by no means supernatural. Supernatural is defined as attributed to some force beyond scientific understanding or the laws of nature. So a magical talking horse in our world would obviously be supernatural, but in a world where everyone is a magical talking horse, it is anything but. Even the things that would seem to elevate Celestia and Luna above the rest of Equestria are surprisingly, well, normal. What about raising the sun and moon? That seems pretty godlike. Well, not really. As it's said in the Journal of the Two Sisters, it's entirely possible for unicorns using conventional magic to move the sun and moon. It's just that it requires draining 6 unicorns completely of all their magic. So the royal sisters clearly have a lot of very powerful magic, but it's still not beyond the realm of reason in Equestria. Even the fact that they're alicorns isn't so special, because, as it turns out, anyone with enough hard work and dedication can become an alicorn. You could also argue about how ponies occasionally take sayings that normally have the word God and replace it with Celestia. Phrases like, "Thanks Celestia, you're okay," or "As Celestia is my witness." But it's important to remember that it's only our context from the real world that assumes these phrases should be in reference to a deity. But in the context of the show alone, they do not have to have this meaning. So Celestia and Luna, are they powerful beings? Most definitely, but supernatural they are not. Thus, I don't see them as being deities. And now for why I don't think their worship counts as religion. Tying back into the supernatural thing, the way I see it, religion, or at least spirituality, implies something that cannot be proven purely scientifically or through empirical evidence, which is the case for practically all religions in the real world, but for Celestia and Luna it's not the case at all. In Equestria, the royal sisters are very obviously real, much more obviously, no offense, than any religious figures in our world. Celestia and Luna throw parties and attend sporting events, as well as just generally hanging out with regular ponies. A pony trying to deny their existence wouldn't just be having different religious beliefs, as we might say, but would just be flat-out delusional. So when ponies acknowledge the existence of the royal sisters, it's not a religion more than it's just the way things are. All that being said, though, I don't want to completely shut out the idea of a religious Equestria. After all, what's another very important role of religion? To propose an answer for the questions that science either doesn't have a definitive answer for, or in some cases science will never be able to answer. These are questions like, how was the universe created? Or, is there an afterlife? The desire for answers to these questions is something very deeply ingrained in human nature, so I believe it's only natural for a civilized or even just sentient society to have some kind of religion. And I believe the same could be said for the ponies of Equestria. And following Celestia and Luna in no way answers any of these questions. How was the pony universe made? And is there a pony heaven? These questions still do not have any clear answers, and unless you're going to make the argument that pony nature differs from human nature on a very fundamental level, which, seeing as this is a show written by humans with the intent on teaching human morality, I would firmly disagree with, I would imagine that ponies would also desire answers to these questions. So are there circles of ponies that believe in some higher power above Celestia and Luna that orchestrates the entire universe? It's a possibility. In fact, I might even go so far as to say that I would find it hard to believe that there isn't some form of religion among ponies. And there you have it, an entire video talking about pony religion without bringing up Feeling Pinky Keen.